Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. This is a film I've never seen. So here I am with a first time watch review for you. And what better day to release it on. Is this movie the black sheep of the Halloween franchise? Did I enjoy it? Didn't I? Let's delve into it. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel and welcome to my review for Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Yes, I was meant to get around to this one over the past couple of years. It never happened. I've sat down, I've watched it now, so I can talk all about it. This film here, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, it was released in 1982 with an R rating and a runtime of 1 hour and 38 minutes in the United States. It was released just in time for Halloween on October the 24th of that very year. But us poorly Brits here within the UK, we had to wait until the summer of 1983 to get this movie, June 9th to be precise. The film had a budget of $2.5 million and went in a different direction than its previous two films, in that this one is completely Michael Myers-less. Yes, John Carpenter wanted to do something different with the franchise. He wanted to make it an anthology series of films centered around the Halloween time. The film flopped. People didn't gravitate towards the no Michael Myers. They wanted to see more of Michael, even though Michael was killed at the end of Halloween 2. They wanted him back, and thusly the rights were sold by John Carpenter because he had no interest in reviving the character of Michael Myers. Now this film here, an anthology film, completely separate to the Halloween franchise in a sense. It stars Tom Atkins as Dr. Daniel Shallis, Stacey Nelkin as Ellis Gumbridge, Dan O'Herlihy as Conal Cochran, and it's directed by Tommy Lee Wallace and written by Tommy Lee Wallace, and uncredited, also written by John Carpenter and Nigel Knecht. Now I think that the John Carpenter side of it is rather important here. Now this film here, essentially it is about this small town that are developing and making these Halloween masks with an evil, vicious intent, and you have this doctor fella and this young girl who go and investigate the goings on for reasons. As the film starts, we are introduced to the doctor because he has a person brought into him who we've seen be chased down and almost killed, and in the hospital he gives a stark warning that they're coming for us, they're gonna kill us all. Thusly this does happen. The fella's daughter turns up and she wants to find out what's going on with her father and her father's death, and wants to investigate it some more. So she gets together with the doctor and they head out to this small town where these Halloween masks are developed, because that's where things lead them to, and all manner of stuff is afoot, all manner of weird goings on. Now for me, it took me a little bit of time to get used to the idea that this was Michael Myers-less. I kept waiting for him to turn up. Now this film has got John Carpenter stamped all over it. John Carpenter indeed does the music of it, but the film itself is based upon a book that, because of this film, sales actually done really well, and it's a bit of a sci-fi or a sci-fi story book. Now this film does delve into the horror and a certain sci-fi element as well, because we've got this backstory of these masks. These masks taking over people's brains. We've got robots in there, and we've got a stolen slab from just up the road from me, Stonehenge. Yes, I was searching for that one there. So you got this weird story going on. Now as the story progressed, you're introduced, like I said, you're introduced to the doctor. He's a family man, he's got kids, he's got a wife, but then he gets together with this young girl, or young woman I should say, she's not a girl, and they head off to this town. He ends up sleeping with her, and I'm thinking this is a bit of a weird story idea, in the sense that I'm meant to be rooting for this fella, and for no real apparent reason he's going to be cheating on his wife. But they need this emotional bond, him and this girl, to get anything out of the end of the movie. But it's a weird sort of connective tissue, in a sense, a connection there to go from that to that to that. The acting in the film is fine. The story concept of the film is fine itself. I like the fact that it did actually step away and give us something completely different than a Halloween movie. This film actually has more infill to They Live than what it does the previous Halloween films. It feels very much of ilk of They Live, the setup, the basis, and even the conclusion. Yeah, it's a strange one. I enjoyed the movie as a standalone movie. I can see exactly what they were doing with it. It does put some steps wrong. Some of the other characters introduced into the film are very sort of, I don't want to say comedic, but they're very a lot lighter. You're introduced to this other family with their kid, and it's almost like a family that you'd be introduced to in National Lampoon's Vacation or something like that. It had that sort of a feel to it, but it's got some decent special effects, makeup effects for its time. It's gruesome enough in certain parts, and yeah, the reveal of I was started questioning why are you doing what you're doing? Why, you know, Dan O'Herlihy's character of Cornel Cochran, who runs this factory that makes these masks, and what they want to do with them to the children and all this sort of thing. I started questioning, well, why? What's your motives? Why do you want to do it? And you do get the reveal at the end of the reason why and all this sort of thing, and it's satisfying enough in what it does and what it tells you. At 1 hour and 38 minutes, the film certainly doesn't overstay its welcome at all, and it's, you know, it's a decent John Carpenter movie directed by someone else. Like I said though, it feels like it's got more DNA with They Live than what it actually has with Halloween itself, and that's partly in due to the sci-fi element of the movie. But a fun film, had fine time with it. I would watch it again, absolutely. Yeah, enjoyable. There we go. So is this a Halloween film that you have seen? Let me know your thoughts on it below. Do you like the fact that it kind of stepped away from the Halloween franchise? And in this film, Halloween is actually a film, because there is actually a trailer on the TV for Halloween, the Michael Myers original Halloween film. So it acknowledges that as being a film, if that makes sense. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Do you watch this film on a regular basis? Do you accept it as a decent John Carpenter-esque movie? Because it has certainly got his DNA all over it. But yeah, a fun one. I enjoyed it.